Y'all ready for a podcast? Alright, let's do this. Hello and welcome to episode number 73 of Girlstreamers. Girlstreamers is a podcast bringing you the Girlstreamers that you know and love. Girlstreamers is a community that supports and promotes girls that stream. We are a monthly podcast and we'll be introducing you to some amazing girl gamers and allow you, the viewer, to get to know some of your favorite streamers. My name is Nymphadora and I will be your host during this interview, and tonight we are interviewing OneStrongLady, and if there is time at the end, as always, we will take questions from the audience in the channel. This is a live podcast, but we will also be available for download on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. Oh, and Spotify. I don't know why I don't have Spotify in there. But yes, all of your favorite listening channels, as well as on YouTube. What's up, OneStrongLady? Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Sick.
Sick.
Have a cold. I have a cold.
Oh no, you don't sound like you have a cold.
It's on the tail end of it. My kids brought home some germs from school, so super fun.
That's fun.
Every year, on and off throughout the year.
How long is school been going for you guys?
A couple weeks, like three weeks.
It hasn't started here yet. They start really late here because it's over like 100 degrees here.
Ooh.
So they start later in the year due to the heat and cost effectiveness, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like 105 yesterday.
Oh, wow. I heard there was somewhere on the West Coast was doing all year round school. I want Arizona, maybe. But they went throughout the summer.
I know that like Georgia was trying to do when I was in school, they were trying to do year round, but it just never kind of got off the ground.
I wish we could do that. Just send them. Just go all year.
I mean, kids need to learn that you don't get two months of a break in the middle of the year. You don't.
Right.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Reality. You just don't. Real life, kid. I wish, man. I wish.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your first time being on the podcast. For those of you who are unaware, we have kind of changed the podcast a little bit. It's now once a month, and we feature our streamer of the month. And our streamer of the month is OneStrongLady. So how did that make you feel when you got that? Because you guys nominate and then vote on the streamer of the month. Like the admin, we don't have anything to do with that. We throw it out, you guys nominate, and then you guys vote. So how did that make you feel when you got that vote?
I was super surprised. I actually didn't even know it was a thing because of my recent return to the group. I've been in Girlstreamers for a while. Like I joined when I first started, but I wasn't active. And I didn't even know it was a thing because I had taken time off. I literally took time off of everything. I mean, I played video games on my own time, but I had nothing to do with streaming. So the streamer of the month thing, that just kind of, it was there, but I didn't have any active knowledge of it. And then I found out I was nominated. I was like, what is this? So, I mean, I was excited. Like I just become active again. So I was like, oh, this is so nice.
That's awesome. So we were talking in the pre-cast that you streamed 2 years ago, years ago, and then baby came along and you took a significant amount of time off.
Yes.
How long have you been streaming this second time
around? A little, like a month. Maybe a little over.
So you're basically fresh off the boat.
Yes. Again. Yes. It might be a little closer, somewhere between a month and 2 months.
In the 2 years that off, I'm curious, what has much changed? Has there been a significant, as far as what you knew then versus what you know now, like knowledge wise and tech wise and stuff like that? What's the biggest significance um, that you're dealing with right now versus the first time and now?
Um, the first time I like finding things out. I like tinkering with technology and whatnot. So the first time around, I had, I talked my husband into getting me the full setup, like a capture card, because I stream from my Xbox. I'm not a PC gamer. So I had started out streaming through the Xbox app, and I couldn't add anything to it, right? I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
use overlays, I couldn't use a camera, all I had was my mic. And I wanted to be a little more involved, have some cool doohickeys on my stream because I like that kind of stuff. When I go visit other people, I like, seeing their personal touches.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And so I got the capture card and everything. I got started. I tried out several different streaming platforms, like XSplit, and then I ended up with OBS. And I had left off with that and a few things here and there. And I want to say I was using Stream Elements for my stuff. And uh, when I came back, I switched to Streamlabs, and now they have their own version of OBS. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? So I mean, it's more integrated now. Everything is more user friendly. Like
Well, I
everything
agree
is
with you
more
on that.
lumped together.
Yeah.
So it's easier for sure to everything is more in one place. And so for beginners it's much easier to get started, I think. It was fun trying to find everything and put it all together before. Not fun. I'm being sarcastic.
I remember learning all of that stuff in the beginning as well, and it is so confusing. And while there's tutorials out there, they're very sporadic as
Mhm.
far as the knowledge that you need. And some stuff, like, they'll tell you, but they don't explain. Like, for me, I need to know exactly, like, why. What does this mean by 3500 bit rate?
Mhm.
Why do I need to put my bit rate at that? Oh, it has to do with my upload speed. Oh, right. Like, you don't
Right.
learn that stuff on some of these tutorials. So you just like set it and you think you're fine, but you don't realize sometimes it has to be adjusted. What do you use now? Are you using Streamlabs OBS now?
Yes. I am using Streamlabs OBS. Right right now I'm actually using oh, where'd it go? Sorry. I'm using the regular OBS Studio because I couldn't get my camera through Streamlabs OBS to connect to Discord for some reason. So, like, weird technological, like, back end stuff goes wrong sometimes. So I have like 4 streaming programs on my laptop just in case one breaks.
You use a laptop to stream from? Oh, because you
Um,
use the Xbox, because you
right.
play with the
Yep.
Xbox. Gotcha. So you don't
Mhm.
really need anything. Yeah, I'm sitting here with 3 monitors and a massive tower over here that requires 2 IKEA desks.
Mhm.
Um,
See, I have the L-shaped setup in my office, but
hmm
it's like I've got a massive TV for my Xbox, and then I've got my laptop.
Nice.
That's all.
Yeah, one of my monitors is a TV, so I can do the console games,
Mhm.
um, which is kind of nice. Uh, none of my monitors are the same. They all like it's those like battle stations that are set up, and all of the monitors are the same size and they all
Mhm.
fit like a puzzle piece and it's beautiful. That's not me.
Right. Got like the Matrix setup where they're all different sizes and they got like
Uh-huh.
random.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh, definitely. Um so we were discussing like a lot of the new stuff that is required when it comes to streaming um and stuff like that. Like, what is the one thing that really, well, first off, like, why did you come back to it after taking some time off with kiddos and all of that stuff? Like, what drew you back? Because it's a lot of stress, especially on
Mhm.
the mommy streamers. Like, we have a ton of mommy streamers, and I know how stressful it is for you ladies. So, and a lot of women, especially after having a kid, just don't come back because it's just so stressful. What made you decide to come back?
Well, number 1, I love playing games. Like, that has not changed. It will never change. I grew
Your
up
kiddos are
playing
gonna love you
games.
forever.
My kids love playing games. I've passed it on. Uh, they can actually work electronic devices far better than I can, but that's neither here nor there. um,
They always will be able to, Mom.
yeah,
Just
I've given up. But the big reason I came back is I am a stay-at-home mom. So I do not get a whole lot of interaction because I'm also an introvert. I don't join mommy
Oh,
groups. I don't like to go to play dates or playgrounds. Real life, like out in the world, putting myself out there physically, like actually face to face meeting people is too much. It's a lot for me to deal with.
okay.
So the online interaction is just enough where I feel like I'm talking to adult people.
Yeah, because you definitely need that adult interaction.
Mm,
Um, and as humans, like we are naturally sociable creatures. It's inherent. Even those of even the humans who are more introverted and more homebody. Like I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert, but I have those tendencies, so I can understand
mhm,
that. My husband is way more introverted than I am. And it's funny that you say that because we have so many ladies, so many people that I have interviewed on this podcast who say the same thing for streaming. Either streaming is the reason why they stick with it is because they love the interaction that they get, because they don't get that in their regular life, because they don't feel comfortable going out in public, or it helps with their social anxiety, or it's crazy to me how beneficial, mentally speaking and socially speaking, streaming is.
mhm,
It really is. Like it's if I were in psychology, I would do a study specifically on streaming
mhm,
because of all of the things that are involved with it, because and time, you lose time when it comes to this stuff. Like I've been streaming for, I don't even know anymore, over 3 years, right? Girl
mhm.
Streamers has been around for, crap, I don't even know anymore. It feels like we've been here forever. Like it really does. Like
For like a decade.
we're on number 73 of the podcast, and I've been doing the podcast
Mhm.
mm, almost as long as Girlstreamers has been around, which is insane to me to think about
Right.
that kind of stuff. So, um, what, so I find it very interesting that you you say that the social aspect is really what gets you back into streaming. Um, those Do you tend to play more multiplayer games for that reason, for the social aspect, or are you just kind of a I play anything and everything kind of person?
Um, the multiplayer games that I play, actually, I tend to not play with other people.
Oh, really?
At least not like in a group chat. Except for a few friends that I have, I don't play. Like we end up being in a group because it's matchmaking.
Okay.
So I really, beyond that, don't play with other people very much. So it's just kind of whatever game I like, the storyline. I just play what sounds fun.
So
Um,
I've been watching your streams, and I noticed that you are doing Monster Hunter World right now.
mhm.
Um,
That and Warframe.
do you have do you have Iceborne?
I do not.
So
You
you
have to
haven't.
be
Okay.
you have to be hunter rank 16 to be able to play the storyline. And I have not reached it yet because I just started recently. So I
Oh,
didn't see the
okay.
point in getting it yet.
Same.
I heard it's good though. So I do plan to get it, but I'm putting it off. My husband just ordered the new iPhone, so it's gonna be a minute.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
He's
Oh
a
my
he's a
goodness.
he's a fanboy.
Oh, he's an Apple fanboy. Oh God, you need to
Yeah.
divorce him right now. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. So is that what got you into streaming in the beginning when you first
um,
started, like 2 years ago?
I honestly have no idea why, like what motivation I had for starting. It just seemed like fun. Like oh, that's cool. I want to try it. And just kind of steamrolled from there where I have no good explanation. It seemed like a good idea at the time. That's how I lived my life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, so one of the things that I reached out to you. So we're trying to change the uh way we do the podcast and kind of pull away from the me asking you questions and then you answering the questions interview style, because we want to really I want to really dig more in depth into who it is that I'm interviewing. So what I asked you was, are there any things that you actually want to discuss? And so you had mentioned to me that you love to fish, you love to camp, you love to go outdoors and do that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me about some of your, because I also like this thing, so I really want to know more about like your camping adventures. Because I was looking at your Instagram and holy crap, those photos are beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous photos. Is that all just straight from your phone?
Yeah.
You just
Yep.
edit that in your phone?
Yep.
Wow.
All straight from my phone. So they had these little tiny like micro lenses that you could clip on to your phone
I've seen
at
those.
like the checkout line at Walmart. So I picked one up and I popped it on there and I have a note. I use the note 9, and I think when I started taking pictures I was on like the note 6 or might have been 5. And that was just how good the camera was on that phone that I was able to take like the little tiny pictures with that lens and some of the
That's
big
awesome.
pictures. And it wasn't me going out of my way to find photo opportunities. It was just me taking pictures wherever I was.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we
That's
have a lot of
crazy.
pretty things where I live. Like I live in rural Ohio. So I mean, like there's farms, there's cows, we have forests, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun taking pictures.
That's
And
crazy that you were able to do that with just a little lens and your
yeah,
phone. Cuz
yeah.
this
Mhm.
really I need Carice to check out your Instagram, cuz Carice is a professional photographer. She's been doing it for years. I think she would be impressed with your phone pictures. It's crazy. They're so
Y-
good.
Like I went to Canada to Niagara Falls in July for TennoCon. And well, it wasn't in Niagara Falls. We just stopped on the way back because none of us had ever been. So um, that was a fun photo opportunity. I've traveled down the East Coast a little bit, so like Virginia, West Virginia. I've been to Gettysburg within the past few years. I live fairly close to the Mansfield Reformatory, which is the prison where they filmed Shawshank Redemption. So
Oh.
a couple years ago took a tour. They have self-guided tours. My husband and I took our family and we went on a self-guided tour of the prison. Ridiculously creepy, awesome photo opportunities.
That's cool.
Terrifying. It was terrifying because okay, so I am absolutely phobic about heights.
Oh.
Terrified. Like crap my pants terrified of heights. I also live close to Cedar Point and I refuse to go.
Oh,
You
wow.
couldn't get me through the gate. Um, I've been there once, never again, never again.
See, I like
So,
going to stuff like that.
no, I would legit like just curl up in a fetal position and die. Um, so Shawshank Prison, they had like the main part of the main part of the prison, everything was all good. Like you go up through the front and you go up the stairs and it's you see all that they have it all restored. It looks like it did in the movie, right? Like with the offices in the front
Hmm.
area and whatnot. And then you can go out and view some of the prison sites, which this was a former working prison up through the, I want to say the 90s. They had it, it was a working functional prison. And then you go through a small section, like it looks like a chapel area. And then it is, you go from there into the cell blocks. So when you enter into these cell blocks, it is like 4 or 5 stories high. And it's a straight drop off. Like you have the cell doors and then a walkway outside the cell doors and then nothing. And then walls and windows. So
Like drop off outside or drop off in the building?
in the building, but it's like it's fenced. So like you
Okay.
can't fall out. But for someone who's terrified of heights,
Right.
walking out like there was no warning. You just there was a walkway from this chapel area to the prison cells, like a walkway 3 stories up with just fencing on either side, and oh, my poor family. I was, like, creeping along. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." Yeah, no, I do that. They don't take me anywhere. It's
How did you handle Niagara Falls then?
I didn't get anywhere close to the railing,
Okay,
and
fair enough.
you don't actually get that close to the falls. I mean, it's fairly close. By the time you get to the falls itself, you're ground level. Um,
Oh, okay.
up to like it's a very very slow rise, and then I just stayed away from the edge. I mean, that's what I do with most things. Like I don't handle stairs that you can see through the slats very well. I don't do glass elevators. Like it's that bad.
Wow, that is bad. That
Yeah,
is
I don't know.
that's a bad phobia.
It's been that way since I was a kid. I don't know what to do. Like I've tried roller
Oh,
coasters. I've done this stuff like the exposure therapy. I didn't actually go to a therapist, but I'm like, okay,
right.
I know what this is. Conceivably, I can do it on my own, you know? No, it didn't work. Not even a little.
Oh my
So,
goodness. That is,
yeah,
I
they,
have a sick fascination with it. It's like, it's terrifying, but I go to the edge because I want to see it. Like, it's a
mhm.
weird, sick fascination. So,
That's what my husband does, and it scares the crap out of me. He's all peeking over the edge of stuff, and I'm like, yeah,
my
like
husband's
I
like
legit, it
you.
gives me palpitations.
That's a bad that is bad. That is a bad phobia.
Mhm.
So then, do you not fly?
I've never been on a plane in my life.
Really?
I've never needed to go anywhere on a plane. I've always driven.
Do
So,
would you want to fly?
no.
So if you were to go to TwitchCon one year, you would just drive.
Yeah,
So you would
most
just like
likely.
basically take 2 weeks off and go to TwitchCon because it's gonna take like a day, 2 days to drive there, and then 2 days to drive back. That's 4 days right there.
If I'm sedated, I could probably make it on a plane.
You
Like my husband and I have discussed this because he wants to go to Hawaii someday, right? We're big
could.
fans of the show
Ooh.
Lost. So
Mm.
we want to go to where they filmed the show Lost, right? Which is in Hawaii. And I'm like, good luck getting me on a plane, you know?
Yeah, you're gonna definitely have to take a tranquilizer for that one.
The little mini bottles, little mini shots.
just 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 keep feeding them. Just keep it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Just save up all your money and go first class. That way you get it for free.
There you go. There you go.
and then you
See,
don't have to worry.
this is the problem though that I have with hiking. Like, my husband and I recently went on a hike at our one of our local like nature preserves, and it was the Outer Loop Trail, right? So it's like 3.5 miles. I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. It wasn't because it was like up and down hills, and the trail in some places was washed out pretty bad. So it was like
Ooh.
straight 50-foot drop off on one side, and I was freaking like he had to walk backwards in parts, like holding on to me because I was like, I'm gonna die.
Oh goodness.
so so I have to plan these things kind of carefully where, if we're gonna go on a hike, it's gonna be ground level. Like there's no hills.
I was gonna ask
There's
you
no
like, how do you hike? Because uh I've hiked portions of the Appalachian Trail.
mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm from Georgia, so I hiked up there. Um,
Right.
and yeah, that's yeah. That's in the mountains.
I've always wanted to try the Appalachian Trail, but I know that it goes through the mountains. So, that's something that I'm like, oh, well, I guess that rules that out for me.
I will say Virginia is supposed to be some of the more level portions of
Mm,
the Appalachian Trail, so you might be able to do that section of the hike. It's also supposed to be some of the more faster terrain because of the fact that it's
mm-hmm.
level. I think Philadelphia is, or Pennsylvania is the worst because it's got more. It's not rock climbing, but it's sort of rock climbing. It's a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
craggy than other parts. Yeah, I've done a lot of research on the Appalachian Trail. I want to hike the entire thing someday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh my god.
I try to avoid the entire state of Pennsylvania.
I've never been there. Go Steelers.
Well, ooh, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan.
Oh God,
I
no. Done. Podcast is over. Podcast is done. No, I was just kidding.
I have a hatred towards Steelers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Um,
and Michigan.
you'd
I'm not big into college football though, so I can ignore that one.
you'd think
I'm
I
not
would
supposed
be
to, but
a Falcons fan, but I mean, uh. They're my second team because they're the home team. I mean, I root for the
mhm.
Braves. Do I have to continue to root for a bad team for the rest of my life in football? I don't think
Well, as a Browns fan, the answer to that is yes.
so. Well, my husband's a Dolphins fan, so
Oh, that poor man.
yeah, they were shredded today, 48-0. It was bad. It was
Mhm.
bad.
Last week wasn't so great either.
I am frustrated that uh we lost. Oh God, we lost our best wide receiver because of stupid stuff, and now he's with the Patriots, which just breaks my heart. Ugh. And now there's other allegations and just just
I heard that. I heard that, and there's so much he said, she said
mm-hmm.
surrounding that there's no way for any of us who don't know the ins and outs of it to even begin to guess who's the guilty party in that
Right,
one.
right,
There's no way. So I'm not even gonna like I'm not gonna condemn the man, and I'm not gonna say she's lying either because I don't know enough about anything to
right.
hazard a guess there.
When it comes to stuff
So
like that, like I hate because I mean, this kind of parlays into girl streamers. Like, you don't want to completely say she's wrong, right? And
mhm.
tell her, that, as a, you know, victimizing and all of that stuff. Like, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you don't want to condemn someone if they're not guilty, right? So
Right.
it's one of those situations that you have to let it play out in court. You have to
Mhm.
let them do their job, let the attorneys do their job, and find out the truth and what's
Right.
going on with that. I mean, if he is guilty, I hope that he is held to a high standard. We know it's not going to
Mhm.
happen because it's the NFL and they get
Right.
away with murder, literally get
Yeah.
away with murder.
Yep.
I'm not speaking figuratively, guys. If you are not an NFL fan, there have been people who have literally gotten away with murder.
Mhm.
Um,
And then there's people that have been, condemned in for accidents. Like there was a Browns player several years ago who hit someone. I want to say it was in Cleveland. It might not have been though. I can't remember where it was, but he hit someone and I'm pretty sure they died. And everyone was, screaming for him to be charged, but the guy was jaywalking and walked out from in between two parked cars, and I'm pretty sure the dude was drunk. And
oh,
I think it was Dante Stallworth, I want to say. And he hit the guy and it killed him.
I think
And
I remember that.
I don't think he was charged, but people were screaming for him to be charged. And I'm like, anyone else, there wouldn't even be oh, it was a horrible, tragic accident, but it was an accident,
Yeah,
but because he was famous, this
yeah.
is like with any other, of celebrity, everyone is quick to judge, no matter whether they're innocent, guilty,
Mm-hmm. Because
it doesn't matter.
they're in your face, they're in your limelight.
Mhm.
So people would rather jump on that bandwagon of hating
Mhm.
instead of letting things play out. And then you have the other side of that where they don't do anything and the guy is caught on camera punching his girlfriend out in an
Mhm.
elevator and nothing's done other than a slap on the hand, right?
Yep.
And then you have guys like Le'Veon Bell getting way more punishment because he smokes weed. Like, oh my God, it's weed, guys. It's weed. That is
Yep.
not the same. Your punishment is so, I love football. I really, really hate the way the NFL is managed. I absolutely
Mhm.
hate it. Any major league sports, because I'm a big sports fan. I hate the way
Right.
any major sports is handled because it's a boys club.
Right.
I mean,
Did you hear that there might be a woman trying out for the NFL, or possibly?
no. Are you serious?
Yeah, so she
Heck
was or
yes.
was on the Olympic soccer team. For the life of me, I can't remember her name because it was an article I read in passing, and she was kicking at somebody's practice. Can't Bear? No, not the Bears. Somebody. She's kicking at somebody's practice, like after practice, and she made like a 55-yard field goal. And there was talk about her eventually trying out,
I feel
possibly
like
just to break the barrier.
I feel like I've heard that. I mean, as a woman who loves football, I still and who can take her own hits. I'm not going up against a 300-pound, 400-pound dude.
Right.
I'm not. That's gonna hurt. But a kicker, I might kick a ball. I might kick a
Mhm.
ball. Like, um, there's another thing there too. Like, football players are about twice the size as they were 20 years ago because of
Right.
steroids.
Mhm.
They don't need to be that big. They really don't. We need to stop encouraging this beefiness, this buffiness, because like that's that beefing these guys up and making them bigger makes the hits harder, therefore more
Mhm.
likely to have a concussion.
Right.
And I mean, if you look at the statistics, the rise of concussions and the rise of the weight, it's synonymous. Like it's together.
Mhm.
Like so, um, it is definitely an issue and something we should stop actively encouraging being bigger and bigger and bigger. Because you don't have to be big to be strong.
Right.
I mean, yoga proves that, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to be
Yeah.
big to be strong. So, um, yeah, we just geeked out about football, guys. I didn't know you were a football fan. This is so
Yep.
awesome. I love football, and we're just at the start of football season, so hype.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, my husband's a Redskins fan, so
uh,
he did not have a good day. He didn't have a good one last week either. So that's why you like tomorrow night is the Browns game. So I like my schedule's cleared. I'm planning on streaming, but that ends when the game starts. So I tried streaming and watching the game at the same time last week, and I was so distracted. And I like half the stream is me being like, "What did you do that for? Why would you call that play? What do you do?"
That's so
It
me. That is
no
so
one wants
me.
to hear that.
That's so me. So one of the reasons why I love football is because it's on the weekends, right? It's not every day. I
Mhm.
love baseball. I grew up playing baseball, but I don't have time to watch every single day
Right.
of baseball. And honestly, I feel like we could cut off 2 months of baseball season and it'd be okay. Like it shouldn't be going into football season, guys. Come on.
Right.
It really
There sh
shouldn't.
there shouldn't be overlap. It
World
should be like
Series,
school sports,
right.
cut it off.
I agree. I do agree with you on that. I think I think it would help the MLB too if they didn't have such a massive schedule.
Mhm.
I think it would be safer for them. Uh, as a Braves fan, if I were to be any other fan and root for any other team, my grandmother would come back from the dead and kill me.
See, I don't baseball is one sport I don't follow. Well, okay, to be fair, I only follow football. But like I'm a fan by association,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
guess, cuz I live in Ohio, you have to be I live northern Ohio, so I have to be a Cleveland Indians fan, or at least I can't be like I'm a fan of someone else,
Right.
or you get like dirty looks. Like what do you like the people in our area that you see with like Steelers crap on their cars
I love that you said
and
crap.
their
We're
and the terrible
everywhere too.
towels. I know.
Steelers fans are everywhere. It's insane. I didn't realize how there's a Steelers bar in Atlanta.
But why?
I don't know why there are they're everywhere. Steelers fans are everywhere and I don't know why. I don't know why. The reason why I became a Steelers fan is cuz one year I had to choose a team for Super Bowl and they were in the Super
Mhm.
Bowl and Ben Roethlisberger was young and new and hot, and I was in college. That is why I chose the Steelers. And then I stuck with it because I got
Mhm.
back into football because I was in marching band. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the whole reason why I started as a Steelers fan. And then I continued because I was like, well, this is who I chose. This is who I'm stuck with now.
Mhm. Yeah, see the grandma and the Braves thing, my mom would kill me if I wasn't a Browns fan.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I mean, but you're right in the middle of Browns country. So
mhm.
I mean, I respect that. I
You get
respect
weird looks if you're not a Browns fan.
that.
It's only acceptable if you're a transplant from elsewhere, which we do. The area where I live has a lot of there's a lot of people that grew up here, but then we're like a growing area, I guess. My
Mhm.
my town is winning awards for like their local planning and stuff. I
Okay.
don't even know. But I'm like, okay, okay, we're getting new people. Like we don't have a target yet, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we'll get one, you know. So
Oh,
like
that's
we're
funny.
getting we're getting people. It's a college town. People are coming in. So
Oh,
you're allowed to be you're
gotcha.
allowed to be a fan of other things as long as people know you're not from here.
Yeah.
If you're from here, you're a Browns fan
Yeah.
or you suck.
Atlanta is full of transplants.
Mhm.
So I was one of the few actual locals in Atlanta, and I still wasn't really a true Falcons fan. I mean, it's one of those. Well, it's my hometown. I'm gonna root for them, except when they're playing the Steelers, if they ever play the
Mhm.
Steelers. But they're not because they're not in the same division. But yeah. So I can be a Falcons fan still. I just don't follow them as religiously as I follow the Steelers. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all. Although my dad will call me every so often and be like, "Did you watch the game?" Nope. Nope. Sorry, Dad. Nope.
So we have DirecTV and NFL ticket just so my husband can watch his Redskins games
Nice.
because
Um,
he's from Virginia. So he and we don't get those broadcast here.
right, right. Yeah,
So we're paying
we don't
out the
have
butt
cable.
so he can watch Redskins.
Is it worth it though, husband? Is it?
For him it is.
Even though they're
You know?
losing, husband?
I mean, I still watch the Browns every week
Yes,
and they
fair.
they disappoint me 90% of the time.
I don't think the Steelers are gonna do well this year because we lost like some major players. So
Well, as it stands, the Ravens are 2-0. All three other teams in the division haven't won a single game.
wow, really?
Yeah.
Jesus,
They're 0-5, probably 0-6 after tomorrow night. So,
man,
I
we
mean,
should have done a Girlstreamers fantasy football league.
if we do one, I will totally join. I'm in one
Man,
now. I got stomped today, but I won last week. Actually, I have Big Ben on my team.
I would
He's my
have.
backup. He got hurt today though.
Dang, I wish. Ah, man. I wish I thought about it. Okay, we need to remember this next year. Fantasy football, Girl Streamer Fantasy Football League. Heck yes. Heck yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know so many girls who would totally play it. I love fantasy football. I didn't get to
Mm-hmm.
do it this year because crap's been going on, but I love fantasy football. I love that you play it. Yes. Ah, yes. Okay.
My
Ah,
husband's got like 4 leagues, and I was in like 3 leagues 2 years ago, and last year I cut it down to one. I'm like, I'm not it's too much research. Like
right.
I at this point I don't even know who half these people are. Like I'm just going by projections. Be like, hey, that one looks good. All right. It's like 2 years ago I won his championship in his league, and yeah. So he was not happy about that because he's the one that he does so much research. And then I was like, ooh, that looks okay, 50-50. Sure, that one. We'll start that one this week. I
That's
won.
how I pick mine. I'm like, okay, projections. Okay. I vaguely remembered the recognize this name. Oh, he's kind of cute too. All right, I'll take him. Like, I mean, it's not the primary thing, but you gotta
Hmm.
look good for my team. I am totally that person. I am that person. And you know what? I never completely bomb. So
Maybe there's a correlation
there's
there.
something there, guys. There's something there.
Maybe, maybe something there.
Oh
Like, I
my
mean,
god.
I have a combo this year. I have Tom Brady and Julian Edelman on my team.
I
There's
hate Brady.
I hate him too, but he puts
I
up a lot
know.
of
He's the
points.
fantasy like oh, I hate him and Rogers. I hate them both. But I have them on my I'll take them on my team if I can
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to get me points.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate myself when I take Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I hate myself
Well,
so much.
I took Big Ben and Juju. I took Big Ben
Juju
and Juju.
man,
Yeah.
my
I
boy. You know
yeah,
he
I
streams, right?
no. Streams
Yes.
what? What
He
does he stream?
streamed. Oh god, what were
Games?
he streams I think he was playing Fortnite at the Phase house. At the Phase house. Juju streams. I'm telling you, man. Dude streams. He's so funny. Yes,
Oh, that's cool.
I've watched him stream. It's so
That is
funny
cool.
because you see like this big buff football guy and he's just like getting into the video games and it's just like, yes,
Mhm.
I love it so much. Yeah.
Well, that reminds me like I play Gears of War. Like I've played all the games, and I have Gears of War 5. I just finished a campaign the other night. But the creator of the game plays all the time apparently. And there's a good chance that I've at some point in the last 10 however many years I've been playing this game that I may have played with this guy and not even
That's
known.
cool.
So I guess he's like a fan of his own game and
Hey,
plays all the time.
that just means the game's going to continue being good because if developers can't play their own games, then it's why would you want to play it?
Right.
You know, like if I don't want to watch my own movies, why would anybody else want to watch my own movies?
Mhm.
Oh man. Ugh, God.
Well, it's just like with Warframe too. Like the developers for Warframe,
Mhm.
they are super incredibly active in the community and they do weekly, like 3 weekly devs or not dev, but community streams where they stream on different platforms.
Mhm.
PC, Xbox. Oh, okay, it's 4. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch now. So they
It's
have
on
4
Switch now?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep. They have 4 streams a week, and then, like, every couple weeks, they do a dev stream where they get on there and talk about, like, upcoming stuff for the game, and they are ridiculously involved,
I
and,
have
like,
to
they're
say
so passionate about this game.
like I'm not I played the game. It's not really something I'm drawn to
Mhm.
play. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's well made. But the community, like that is probably one of the best communities I've ever seen as far as a
Mhm.
video game goes. From from the top down, right? Like you
Mhm.
have not. I don't mean like a community like Girlstreamer. I mean like the dev community, right?
Right.
The people who actually communicate, make the game, do such a good job at listening to the player base, at
Mhm.
responding to the player base. I wish more games were like that because that is such a I can't even find the word to describe it properly, but it is such a novel idea, but
Right.
shouldn't be, right? Like it shouldn't be one of those rare thing. It should be a normal thing. Like these
Mhm.
massive video games really need to adopt that same culture.
I think some of them are trying,
Mhm.
but it's like a case of too little too late where there's still like I love Destiny. Okay, I've loved the first one with a passion, and I played the second one and it lost me. Like they strayed so far from
Oh,
what the
really?
first one ended up being. Like when they started out it was crap. But it ended phenomenally. It was a fantastic game. And then the second one, got back into it with the Forsaken release, so like their DLC release.
Mhm.
But like they've gone, in my opinion, gone overboard with like the extras, and
Oh,
and and it's more about like the things you can decorate with
yeah.
rather
That's
than the story content.
that's a lot of the issues that Blizzard has had in the past
Mhm.
with WoW and stuff like that. Blizzard is another one whose community is really good or used to be really good. Since the OG crowd has gone, it's not quite as I don't think it's quite as good as it used to be as far as the devs go because when they merged with Activision is when they started going downhill in my opinion. And this is
Mhm.
coming from someone who was a major Blizz fangirl for the longest time. I haven't touched a Blizzard game in months.
Oh,
Um, because you just you when you have that community like that, it makes you want to continue playing. When you have
right.
that passion that is obviously there. I mean, that's one of the things that like I notice on a film set is when the director and the producers are hype like that, everybody it filters. It really does.
Mhm.
If the top people are excited, it's lead by example, right? Like if
Right.
you are not excited, the people under you are not going to be excited.
Well, like Warframe, when I went to TennoCon, their yearly convention in July, I met the head guy. Like it was just I got his autograph, so
Nice.
it was like a brief in passing thing. Um, but he was just s- there signing autographs. He was excited. There was a genuine smile. He was happy to see everybody. Um, when they actually got up on the stage to do like their various panels and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy he lives and breathes this game.
That's awesome.
This is their only game. So, it's his career,
Yeah.
like, is this game. So he's incredibly passionate and it trickles down. Just everybody. I don't think you can get a job there if you don't love this game.
Right.
So, I mean, that's I don't I guess other games you don't see I don't know about like very many. I don't play indie games for the most part, but like you don't see the developers. You don't see the people behind it. You just it's the company,
Right.
right?
Right.
But I mean, that's why I've stuck with Warframe for I've been playing it for almost 2 years, and
And
they
it's
still
been
keep
around
coming
for
out
a
with more
while,
stuff.
hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's been out, over 5 it's been out for 5 years on Xbox.
Really?
Mhm.
See, I didn't even know it was a game that existed until about 2 years ago. Because it blew up on Twitch
Mhm.
about 2 years ago, 2.5 years
Right.
ago. It just exploded on Twitch, and it still has a solid fan base on Twitch. Like it is
Mhm.
definitely um like Fortnite exploded, but it's now died down significantly.
Mhm.
Um, and you have a lot of that with a lot of games where it explodes and then dies off, explodes and then dies
Right.
off. And Warframe, I think, has been able to hold its own, even though because it's never been like, it's never really pulled the numbers that, say,
Mhm.
Fortnite has pulled, but it's always pulled really, really solid
Right.
numbers. Um, so I know quite a few girls who played it. In There's a lot of girls who play it in Girl Streamers.
Mhm.
Uh,
I think a goal of anyone who plays that game and streams is to become a partner, a Warframe partner.
mm-hmm.
Um, it's not that difficult either, I guess. You have to have a minimum of like 2,500 followers on Twitch specifically. I don't know about the other platforms, but and then like solid content. Just you have to love the game and
Yeah.
be playing it regularly and have a minimum follower base, and you send in an application. I don't know what the process is like, but
What are the
I mean that's
benefits for being a partner?
um they give you goodies to give away
Okay.
to your like they'll give you in-game codes for like
Oh.
the in-game currency. You get your own picture to put in the game. Like you have a players can have a glyph
Yeah, I've seen
where
that. I've seen
yeah,
some people have that. Yeah.
you can like in the mission you can like put a little picture on the wall or the floor wherever you want,
Oh, so it's
really.
like a tag.
Yeah, it's like a tag, and
Oh, that's
you get
cool.
your own custom one for the game if you're a partner.
Oh, that's
So
neat.
other people can put yours and like use your yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I wish I was more
Mhm.
into the game. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fun. And then, they like every after every stream that they do, like for the individual consoles and PC and whatnot, they'll like raid one of their partners to take and they've got like their Thursday night primetime streams. They've got like 30,000 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go raid somebody, so you get a boost in viewership when you're a partner.
That's awesome.
So I think anyone who plays Warframe, that's probably an eventual goal for them.
Do
Maybe.
you play solely on? I'm sorry, I'm pulling up Discord. I'm pulling up our discussion on Discord. I'm not ignoring you. Um, do you play sol? You play solely on Xbox right now, right?
Yes.
Do you
I
plan?
have played on PS4, but it was a long time ago, and it has henceforth broken. And I don't have plans to get another one because I don't. There's not really any games that I want for it, and I don't do. I have a thing for PC games that I just don't like them. I don't like. I don't. Okay, I don't. It's not that I don't like PC games. It's that I don't like controls. I don't like keyboard controls.
Oh, yeah.
I never ever got used to it. So,
Most games now have the ability to be able to use a controller that are on PC games.
I think it's so ingrained in me now though that I just
Yeah.
I'm old. I'm stuck in my ways now.
I'm a PS4 player and like Monster Hunter World, I play with a controller. I'm not playing that on
Mhm.
mouse and keyboard. That is not geared for mouse and keyboard. Uh I there are certain games for I go back and forth. So there are certain games where
Mhm.
I'm like I refuse to play that with mouse and keyboard. Screw that.
Right.
No. So I understand that. I completely understand that.
I mean, I tried WoW, like a year ago, I think. I just for funsies, not streaming. I wasn't streaming at the time. Just for funsies cuz everyone in the world plays this game, right? But I could not for the life of me could not get used to the keyboard controls and I gave up very quickly.
That
Not.
is a steep learning curve because when I first started playing WoW, which was 10 years ago, oh my god, 12 years ago. Holy cow. I haven't played WoW in 2 years though. So, my husband still plays, but I solely played console. WoW was my first
Mhm.
PC game, and I had no idea what WSAD keys were. Like, what? I had no idea what I was doing when I first started. I
Mhm.
didn't know how to walk. I used my arrow keys to walk at first, and I was like, wait, this is not ideal. This is bad. Oh, yeah. Nope. I
You
remember
should you
those
should have
days.
seen me try. I was trying to open the inventory, like I couldn't open the inventory and do anything. It's like, "Oh, there's too many buttons." Like I could not I my brain doesn't compute that
Yeah.
fast. I couldn't do it. Like okay,
Well,
I
because you've gone
could do
so
it.
long playing with a controller that you
Mhm.
don't that yeah, because it is definitely a different set of um resource muscles use
Right.
versus controller and mouse and keyboard. And
Mhm.
your reactions are going to be different.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, definitely.
I mean,
So,
I struggle sometimes switching between games,
yeah.
like with the buttons and whatnot. Like I play Warframe so often that I mean, they have a move where you bullet jump. And I get pissed because I can't bullet jump in other games. Like I keep trying to do it and I'm like, "Oh crap, I threw a grenade." They don't have grenades in Warframe. No, cuz I was trying to do something else. So, I mean, if I struggle switching with the control sometimes between games, switching to a whole nother system of gaming is just it's a lot.
No, I understand. I understand, man. I understand. Oh.
And like the PS4, it took me a minute to get used to. And I only played one game for it, and that was Horizon Zero Dawn, only because I heard how amazing it was
I
and I
still haven't
wanted to
played it.
try it. It's amazing.
Is it? I
It's
think I
very
do I have it? I think I have it. I think it's on my list of games to
mhm.
buy. Yeah, cuz
The
I've
graphics are beautiful and the
really.
story is really good. Oh my god, the graphics are amazing. I mean, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, Chad is now talking about how amazing that game is. That is actually one thing that you do end up missing out on being an Xbox gamer because there's not as many exclusives on Xbox as there used to be because
No.
most games go to PC because Xbox is
Mhm.
now with Microsoft, so you can get both Microsoft and PC, which or Xbox and PC, which I mean is nice because you have the ability to cross platform on a lot of stuff
Mhm.
due to that. But you don't have as many exclusives. Like PlayStation is kicking ass on the exclusive games. I cannot lie. I have played some amazing games for Xbox or for PlayStation in the last couple of years. Oh
Mhm.
god. Like oh
The only one I couldn't pass up was Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah.
I wanted to there was another one, I wanna say it was Detroit Become Human that I wanted to try, and I never got a chance. There was one I did try that I was bored with almost immediately, and I want to say it was like Shadow of the Colossus
Oh,
that
I know which game that one is.
I heard everybody loved it. It was super good, whatnot. 20 minutes in, I'm like, this screw this. Like it was I don't the graphics were gorgeous, but it was too much running around
Ah,
and like legit doing nothing. Like you were just running from area to area and there was like no in between battles. You weren't leveling. You weren't I got bored with it immediately. So
what's the
I heard it
zombie
was good
one?
though.
There's a zombie one on PlayStation that is solely for
Oh, see,
PlayStation.
no, I just refuse to play zombie games.
Oh,
I
okay.
just across the board refuse to play zombie games.
Um,
I also refuse to watch Walking Dead.
yeah, I got bored of that show. I got real bored of that show.
I couldn't make it out of season 1. I tried really hard because my husband loved it.
I got to season, I think 7, and I got bored. I'm one of those people who feels TV shows should probably end at about season 5. Most TV shows should end at season 5. Most of
Okay,
them.
so I'm going to disagree with you there because I watch Supernatural and they're at like season 15.
Yeah, that should have ended. It should have ended. I mean, there's a lot of
No.
shows that do that can pick back up, but season
Mhm.
5 seasons, and this is a general on average, most shows should stop at about 5 seasons
Mhm.
because you've told the story, and you're good, and you just start telling the story over and over again
Right.
after season 5. Um, some shows shouldn't go beyond
Yeah.
2 seasons, and that's the thing. All right, I'm not gonna go on that soapbox. Just not gonna go there. Just not gonna go there. This is what this is. Nope, nope, nope. We're not going. We're not. Nope, nope. Okay. Have you seen all 15 seasons of Supernatural?
I actually have seen through season 13 and I've got season 14 sitting on Netflix that
You
I have
have
not seen
kept
yet.
up with that show for 14 years.
Yes.
That's insane to me.
Grey's Anatomy too.
Ah, see, I never got into Grey's Anatomy. Eh.
They could have stopped at season 5. I'd have been okay with that. I keep
Stargate.
watching it though.
Stargate SG1 was amazing until Richard Dean Anderson left. When he
Oh,
left,
see, I never watched those.
when he left, the show kind of meh. Um,
Mhm.
so Stargate SG1 is one that I really, really enjoyed all of the seasons on.
Mhm.
But again, it was kind of like that formulaic big bad Buffy the Vampire, Joss Whedon kind of formula, right? So you can actually
I
do
love
really well with
Buffy.
those. You can actually do well with those and still
Mhm.
and continue on past certain seasons with that kind of formula, right?
Right.
I'm a Doctor Who fan, right? But that's the whole gimmick of
How
Doctor
how
Who.
many do they have? Like
We're up to the 14th Doctor.
73? Okay.
So, but again, that's a different type of
Mhm.
story, right? Um, but yeah.
I like Sherlock.
Oh God. And I love the way they do Sherlock too, where it's like they give you just enough to be like, yes, this show's great. And then they're like, all right, we're going to take a break and come back with 3 more episodes that are 90 minutes long later. And it's like,
Mhm.
just give me more Cumberbatch, just more.
Yep.
I'm in love with that man. He's my second husband when my husband dies.
Mhm. You see, that's how I feel about Gerard Butler.
He's
So,
another beautiful, beautiful man. And that accent.
mhm. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for the Scottish and Irish accents, and
Mm.
yeah,
Well, yeah. I love the
I
Irish
watched three.
accent.
I have an annual 300 watching. I watch it at least once a year,
I have not seen that movie in ages. Ugh, I love that movie.
at
It's
least once a year.
it's so bad, but it's so good. Like
Mhm.
it's good cinematically. It's bad story wise because it's so off.
Don't care.
The
Don't care.
accuracy just kills me in that movie. But I still love it.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. I do not watch it for the storyline. Only a little bit.
Watch it for the shirtless Gerard Butler.
Yes.
uh I think he said he's never gonna try to do that again, didn't he? Or something like that. Like, because it took so much for him to get into that shape, I think.
I mean that kind of okay. So I mean I'm big into fitness. I enjoy fitness a lot. And to get in that kind of condition to have like the abs. The
Mm-hmm.
abs are it's crazy hard to get them. Okay? And you have to like you have to lean out. So you have to cut down on your fat, your body fat percentage to get your
Right.
abs to stand out that much. And it is insanely hard to do between working out and your food intake. It's just it's I'm not surprised like he wouldn't want to do that. Most people don't. I mean,
Well,
it's
didn't Chris Hemsworth when he did Thor at the beginning, when he first did Thor, he bulked up so much they had to. I know they had to rebuild the costume because he bulked up
mhm.
so much, and it was such a toll on his body that he was like, I cannot be that bulky again. And I don't, if you notice, if you watch the Thor movies, he's not as bulky as he was in the first one because it is because you do lose muscle mass. You will lose muscle
Mhm.
mass.
Yep.
I mean, just look at Schwarzenegger.
Mhm.
Um, you will
I
lose
think
muscle mass.
it's a matter of weeks. Like it's not like years. It's like if you don't keep up that regimen, it's weeks and it's
Really, it's that
yeah.
quick?
It's slow to start with, but it will you will lose strength, you will lose muscle mass, and it starts like very quickly.
See, I just don't want to be flabby, right? I don't. I just want to be toned. I don't want to be like, you know. So I do yoga. I walk. That's the kind of thing I do. Because I know yoga really does. It's really good strength training, and it helps tone your body, and you're using your own
Mhm.
body as your weight, right? So
Mhm.
because if you can't lift your own body in weights, you're very weak. You need to
Mhm.
be able to lift yourself. So
Right.
like my legs, no problems. My arms, that needs to be worked on.
You know, though, like I can deadlift my own body weight, right? Which a deadlift is like picking up weights from the floor. So like
Mm-hmm.
a barbell with weights on either end, right? You brace yourself and you have if you don't have good form for this, you can throw out your back. It's awful. So, you know, you have to have proper form and then you brace and then you pick it up and just stand up straight and then put it back down. Right? That's all a deadlift is.
Right.
Um, but at this point in my strength training journey, I can deadlift my own body weight, which is fluctuates between 140 150 pounds. Um,
That's a lot of. I can't even lift that. Holy
but
smokes!
but I cannot like I can't do a pull up, right? Like I just pulling going on the bar and pulling your I can't do it. I am not there yet because you know so anyone who if anyone thinks you know they aren't strong because they can't do a pull up, it's really, really hard to do.
So
So
that's that was actually the next subject that I was going to go into was fitness. It's kind of fun. I like how we've segued into this. Nice natural segue, and then I just had to point it out and make it awkward. Um, so I take it one strong lady has to deal with the fact that you work out.
yes.
Okay, so explain to me like what it is that you do. So I didn't even know that you did deadlifts and stuff. Do you
Mhm.
do actual weightlifting?
I do actual weightlifting. I'm not like a competitive. power lifter or
Mhm.
anything. It's pure weightlifting, just to build strength. It's strength training. Um, and let me start out by saying, like, when I streamed before, my gamer tag at the time, like, I've changed my gamer tag probably 4 times in the last 2 years. I have commitment issues. I started out as Lady Guardian because I was huge into Destiny and, Guardians. And then it went to Lady, Ember for Warframe because Ember is a character in Warframe. And then it went to Lady Luck because back to Destiny and Cade. Cade died, and he's like the gambler, and Lady Luck is like a gambling term.
Right.
I don't know. I kept the lady theme. And then I switched to one strong lady because it's generic. It's not tied to a game, and I didn't want to be tied to a specific game, right? So I was actually thinking about my branding through all of this, or
Mhm.
trying to keep it in mind, because I was like, I want to start fresh, and I want to do something very personal to me rather than tying it into a specific game.
Copyright
So,
wise, that's smart. If you really want to think about it, that is really smart because that my name is Nymphadora. That is a Harry Potter term. I've had to go through quite a few rebranding myself because I want to make sure that there's no copyright issues. So,
mhm,
yes, that is actually very smart when you are thinking about that kind of stuff when it comes to branding. Yes. Yes, you want something generic to start out with because you're going to make
mhm,
it a household name anyway.
right. So I'm hopefully I'm so I wanted to get really personal with it. And so what happened is, after I had I've had 3 children. My oldest is 14, and then my middle one just turned 11. What was that face?
You're not old. You're 14. You're not old enough to have a 14-year-old.
I'm up there. I'm I'll be 35 soon.
Okay, you're not
Uh
my age. There's
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
no,
30 I'm 34.
no.
I
You
was born
look
in I
like
was
you're
born in 19
24.
I was born in 1985.
No,
Yeah.
you lie,
So
liar.
my oldest is 14, and then my middle one just turned 11, and then my youngest is going to be 4 in October. And, I gained like, oh God, 90 pounds when I got pregnant with my first one, and I lost all of it.
90 pounds is
Yeah.
a lot of weight
Yeah.
to gain for a baby. Wow.
Okay. Okay. So I just ate whatever the hell I wanted to.
I'm so judging you right now.
Well, I was,
90,
I was
look,
not,
90 pounds is a lot of weight to get. I need to lose more than 90 pounds.
well,
So,
I was 19. I was 19 when I got pregnant with her, and I had always been small, like small-ish. And I was like, I'm pregnant. I'm eating for 7, so I
I'm
can eat whatever
eating
I
for
want
seven,
to.
so I can eat for seven.
And I'm like, nothing bad will happen, right? No, no, bad things happened. Like, I gained so much weight, it wasn't even funny. It took me like 3 years, but I lost all of it. And
Awesome.
everything was well and good. And then I got pregnant again. Like, I got divorced in between there, met my current husband. We've been together 12 years. And we had, I got pregnant with my 11-year-old, gained everything right back because apparently I didn't learn my lesson the first time around. So, but it took me, like, I didn't even attempt to lose the weight. I think because my head wasn't in a good place. Like, I
Oh,
stopped with the kids and everything. I was so overwhelmed
did the postpartum
sometimes.
hit with the second baby?
Yeah, I think it just, I didn't care about myself so much
Mm,
anymore. Like, I stopped caring. And and after a certain point, that just became my life.
yeah.
So even if I started caring, I started caring again, but I was just like, this is just the way it is, So that lasted a really long time. And then I started to get serious about my health again. And I lost like 30 pounds, I think it was. And then I got pregnant again because I hate myself, apparently. And So this is how the little one came to be. Because what had happened was they told me I had polycystic ovary syndrome,
I have that.
PCOS. Yes, and like this is what they diagnosed me with, and they tied it very much into my weight. Um, and
That's
they said my weight was causing it. I didn't know enough about the condition to and like they just my doctor
yeah.
was awful. My doctor was awful. He came in and he's like, "You can't have any more kids." And at the time, I'm like, "I don't want any more kids." But the fact that he said that, like I was sitting in his room like bawling, okay, just
Wow.
crying because this just old guy's just like, "You can't have any more kids. You might want to try losing some weight," is what he said.
Oh
And
my God. Are you
I'm like sitting there,
serious?
yeah. I'm like sitting there crying. And it was devastating to me. So at that point, I didn't do any research because I took his word for it. He's a doctor. And then I didn't think I could have any more kids because he actually said, "You cannot have children." He's like, "Your body's not producing eggs."
That is so not how that works.
So,
So not how PCOS works. I hate those
so
doctors. Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah. So if anyone gives you a diagnosis based on your weight, do your research.
Yeah.
Is yeah. So
PCOS
anyway, I
OS is something you're born with, by the way, guys. It is not
mhm,
something that is conditional because you're a fat ass. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have friends who are skinny who have PCOS. It has
mhm.
nothing to do with weight whatsoever.
So, he actually told me, he legit told me
That is
you
so messed
cannot
up.
have children. So,
Oh,
I wasn't taking the precautions that I should have because I took his word for it, didn't do any research, and that's how we ended up with the little one. So like my kids are 14, 11, and 3. So, so I have a teenager and a toddler, and it's a bit overwhelming. But that's how I got, like, I had started in on the fitness stuff when I got pregnant with her. But this time around, I learned my lesson and I gained like 20 pounds total with the pregnancy, which is completely normal, right?
yeah.
Completely normal. But that after that, I got super duper serious about where I wanted to go with my fitness journey. And it's been about a year and a half since I started. And I started out at 252.6 pounds. And I'm down to about 150.
Girl, holy cow.
So it's been a combination of
That's
cardio,
amazing.
strength training, and diet. No
So
pills.
I'm curious, what diet do you have a specific diet that you go by, or do you just watch what you eat?
For a very long time, for the first part of my I was just counting calories. Like I was like, I need to be in a deficit, like 1,500 calories, just stick to that. And it was whatever I wanted.
How did you push yourself to do that, or are you just that kind of person who can do that? I'm
For,
not. I'm not that type of
I
person.
I am up to a certain point. Like I had that's the thing that I'm going through now, right? So I denied myself what I wanted for so long that, like having that little, like the food that I love, like an extra cup of coffee, because I was doing 1 cup of coffee a day. I love coffee. I love coffee, like with a passion, right? So I was limiting myself to 1 cup of coffee a day, no chocolate, no yummies, no yummies anywhere. Um, and it's only been within like the last 6 months where I have finally gotten to the point where I think that I I personally am okay with not having ripped abs and having doing stuff I love instead. Like
Yeah.
I've reached the point where I think I can balance my love of food because I love food. That I mean that I love food. I can balance that with my desire to be physically fit because in order to be physically fit and to do all that I want to do, I need food to fuel that,
Yeah.
right? And it's a matter of making the correct choices 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Okay? So like you just choose fish, you choose chicken, a veggie, like I love sweet potatoes. I tend to have sweet potatoes a lot. And I love broccoli and I'll have a piece of fish, like salmon or whatever.
I am not
And that's
disciplined enough to count calories. I can't I'm not I don't want to count calories. I don't like food diaries. I hate
mhm.
absolutely hate doing that. However, my husband is type 2 diabetic, and so he is like a freaking genius, right? So
Mhm.
he does nothing but research. So he did research and we started doing the South Beach diet. But uh his levels were still a little elevated. So he did more
Mhm.
research, and the keto diet is actually known to be better for type 2 diabetics.
Right.
Well, in doing my research for PCOS, even though I'm not diabetic, my body reacts very similarly to a
Mhm.
diabetic's body when it comes to how it metabolizes food, because I also have metabolic syndrome, which is a very common set that comes with PCOS.
Mhm.
So, in doing keto, it has actually helped, and that it's for me, it's good for the lazy dieter. Because because like don't do bread. Like I just don't it's
Mhm.
I don't know, it's easier for me to deal with cuz I don't have to worry about counting calories or counting carbs.
Right.
Like I just look at the nutrition label, no sugar added, boom, I can have it. It's something I can
Right.
have, right? I It's amazing when you actually start paying attention to that stuff, how much sugar is
Mhm.
added into everything.
Right.
Everything has sugar added into it. It's why we're
Mhm.
addicted to food, and it's why we are
Yeah.
obese. It is more addicting than heroin and cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh this is why I try for the most part to stick to like not organic because based on what I've read the studies there's no difference between organic and regular like produce
Right.
beside like no substantial difference to justify the cost. And I have to buy food for a whole family. Okay, so no
And
organic for me.
food's expensive, and organic it's usually like $2 to $3 more.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
insane.
why it is so hard to eat healthy on a budget because healthy food is more expensive. No
Mm-hmm.
matter which way you slice it, healthy food is more expensive. So, like we try our very best to make sure we always have fresh produce in the house,
Same.
and we don't get like fresh fish. We get frozen, but it's still like fish, right? Like the little fillets. Like
We do the same.
we
Yeah,
you
because
can't
it's cheaper.
like I'll yeah
You
like
can't beat it.
one salmon fillet like fresh never frozen is like $7 and I can get a whole bag of those things for $7. Okay. So we don't do organic. It's not cost effective. So but I try to do like fresh produce, stick to that, and then like my protein, my high protein.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we do the high protein as well. Yeah.
but I love my carbs. So but I get the majority of my carbs from vegetables and
Yeah.
fruits.
Yeah.
I do not get them from bread. Uh
Did you cut bread out altogether?
Not altogether, but mostly. But it's gotten to the point now where I'm my relationship with food suffered for a while because I was like I said, I was denying myself the things I really wanted
Mm-hmm.
because I had this goal in my head, but it wasn't a realistic, healthy goal. And I'm adjusting my goals so that I can have a realistic, healthy relationship with food and with the gym because I still love going to the gym. I love running. I love the weightlifting, but I don't need to be there 6 days a week.
Right.
2 hours a day. I was there 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. You know,
Holy crap.
that is it's not sustainable. It's that
Not when you
pace
have
was
kiddos.
yeah. Yeah, that pace was it was burnout. It was causing burnout. So I've cut way back on that and whatnot to make sure, that like you have to everything's in moderation. When
Yeah.
you're trying to be healthy, no matter what it is, like with physically, mentally, whatever, everything in moderation. You don't go overboard with anything because that's the way to obsession and then unhealthy
Yes.
expectations and relationships.
Yes.
So like even now, like I think my problem was okay, so I weighed about 250 pounds. And uh when I lost all that weight, okay, I have like flabby bits,
Yep.
like just loose skin, okay? And it did bother me horribly for a really long time because I'm like I'm working my ass off, literally working my ass off, and I will never, legit never look that good again, like I did before I had kids, right? And gained all that weight because it's
You'll
it's
look
my body
better.
is never going to go back to that. It took me a really long time to accept that I'm okay with that, like it's why do I even want to look like that again? Why? Because I know that my body given birth to 3 kids. So I've done that.
That's pretty badass though. I mean, being a mommy is seriously a badass thing, and you guys really don't it's you don't get a lot of the stuff that you deserve as a mom. Um whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a working mom, a part-time working mom, you know, it is a tough job in and of itself to be a mother, because not only are you nurturing and raising these children, you have to go through 9 months of turmoil with this parasite inside of you, right?
That
I mean,
part's not that bad. It was okay.
it was okay.
I did okay with the pregnancies. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that go through a lot worse with that. So I had it fairly easy. Like my body apparently was built for giving birth or something. Just they
um.
just popped they just popped right out.
uh.
My sister almost died. My twin
Oh,
sister
jeez.
almost died. Like she had with her last one. She also has 3 daughters. They are all very, very close in age to all 3 of mine. Like hers are 15, 13, and 2, 3.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, they're all super close in like
That's
age
really
with
creepy and
yeah,
funny at the same
yeah,
time, because
yeah.
twins.
Mhm. Yep. But her youngest, she actually developed HELP syndrome when she was in
God.
labor, which is her platelet count dropped like super 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 duper low. Like she almost died. It was bad.
Holy cow. I
So,
I didn't know that could happen in
mhm,
in birth.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yep. It kind of came out of nowhere. And
There's so much stuff
so
that can happen with giving birth. Like, it can be 5 minutes of, oh, the baby's out, to, you know, 78 hours of
mhm.
excruciating pain or more.
Yep, so mine were relatively easy. Thank goodness. Um but like just between my stories with that and I have 5 brothers and sisters. So all of their stories with their children and whatnot,
You have a
it's
massive
amazing.
family.
I do. I really do. But just my tiny little family because I don't have any cousins. Like there's no cousins or anything. It's just us. So then like my mom had 6 kids and she has 11 grandkids.
Wow.
11, I think. I forget. There's a lot of them. Some of them live in Georgia. Anyway,
We might be related.
so like it's there's a whole level of respect for what women's bodies are capable of. And that extra skin that I'm carrying around, nothing short of surgery will get rid of that.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to come to terms with that. Like being okay with that. Being okay, being like, this is how it is. Because I had that unrealistic expectation that if I work hard enough, it will go away. And I did not want to accept that it wasn't going to. So there's a lot of women get in, they'll start a weight loss journey or a program expecting if they just stick with it, or if they take these pills or try, um, try this specific thing or that thing or this new drug, like what there's one that makes you crap your pants.
I don't know. I
Uh oh my
X-lax.
god.
There's all kinds of. I mean,
Oh, it's something where if you eat fat, like it gives you diarrhea.
ugh.
Like so it encourages you not they I think pretty sure they sold it at
Just
Walmart.
take your gallbladder out, and that'll help with that. You know, don't worry about a pill. Just take your gallbladder out.
It was awful. Like for the life of me, I can't remember what it was now, but like people try all these things, and like on Facebook all the time, I see people are like, "Oh, just you want to lose 40 pounds in 40 days? Just send me a message." And I desperately I don't because I have more important things to do. But sometimes I desperately want to be like, "Hey, I lost 100 pounds, and I did it with diet and exercise. That's it. No pills, no shakes, no nothing, because you have to want it. You have to want to be a you have to want to do it for the right reasons,
Definitely.
and it has to be
Oh,
sustainable,
that right
but it also
there.
has to be realistic.
Yeah, that right there has to be like the most important thing. Like, why are you wanting to lose weight? Like,
Mhm.
is it because you want to look better? You're never gonna attain that goal.
Right.
That's not an attainable goal to look like a certain thing. Um,
Mhm. You can
so
you can look like the best you
yes,
that you
yes,
can, but that's I mean, that's the best goal. Is your if your goal is to be the best you that you can be at whatever you're doing, then that's that's an easy one to be consistent with.
what helped you get mentally to that stable place of being okay with this journey, being okay with this moment, right? Of that body acceptance, of that body positivity, of that just happiness, of just general just being okay with who you are and what you look like.
Okay, so I think what really brought it home was that I had lost so much weight so not so quickly. I mean, I lost a decent amount of weight very quickly. And it became a matter of like building strength and toning
Mm-hmm.
because my body fat content percentage was fairly low. And it's like, oh, you've reached your goal weight, but I mean, I had reached my goal weight and I was still working my ass off. Like I was still in the gym, just every day, going at it. And there were little tweaks in my appearance. Like just I'd noticed like a little maybe another vein popping out, like I have veins popping out on my arms, like some Hulk thing. But it's completely normal.
Yeah.
So what it is it's your veins increase size to allow, more oxygen to your muscles when you're using them more. So like weightlifters, that's why they have those massive veins popping out everywhere, and it will happen to you if you're genetically predisposed, because sometimes apparently some people just never happens. But if you're genetically predisposed to it, it will happen. So like I'd have like a new vein every once in a while pop out or something. And I noticed my butt looked higher, like more firmer, a little more round. The husband liked that, but um
See, that's what I need to
so
get back to is my nice perky booty. I've been sitting on it too much. I need to get
it's
back to
very
doing my squats.
squats, just squats all the time, squats.
I do them in the shower. I
I would
do.
fall.
I do them in the shower. I'll do like 25 in the shower every day. What I
Yeah,
used
I'd fall. I'd fall on my face.
to.
Probably break something. So, but like I was working so hard and it wasn't my ideas were not coming to fruition. Like that extra skin that I thought, would like firm up, it doesn't. Cuz like my age, I'm almost 35, almost. Not there yet. But like and I was a pack a day smoker for 10 years and I quit 3 years ago.
Oh, good on you.
So,
Congrats on
that was
you.
hard. That
I
was hard.
bet. Holy crap.
Um but like smoking ages you. It ages your skin. Age in general, it reduces the amount of collagen you have and the elasticity of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So the older you are when you lose the weight, the less likely that skin is to snap back. It's not as elastic. It will stay loose. It depends on the amount of weight that you gained, and the elasticity of your skin. And because I gave birth to 3 children and stretched out my stomach so very, very much, looked like I was carrying watermelons, um, is bad. But, like, that skin will never it doesn't matter how much weight I lose, like, I didn't have a six-pack, but, like, you could see abs, like, you could see kind of a 4-ish pack, like 2.5.
Two and a half pack.
So,
One,
like, but
one,
you could
one. It was half.
you could see definition, but the problem is I have what is affectionately called a mom pouch, where it's just the loose skin on the stomach.
Yeah.
That will never go away. It will legit, unless I get surgery to remove it, will never go away, no matter how. So just and the flabby down here on the arms, like that it's still there. No matter how hard I've worked, it's still there. And like around my upper thighs and whatnot, like just these problem areas, right? It doesn't you can do there's only so much that you can do. And I think I reached the point where I realized that all my hard work was not going to improve my appearance any more than it already had. So like I could get stronger
Yeah.
and I could work on strength and that and have goals like that and my speed like I recently ran a 7K.
Ooh.
Um
I'm
Actually,
just doing
It
5Ks.
was a Shawshank Hustle. It started
Nice.
and ended at the Shawshank, the Mansfield Reformatory where they filmed the movie. So that was ridiculously fun. But like that stuff, like those are goals that I can have. But the the drive that I had for my appearance, um, I had to learn that to accept that I wasn't going to change that.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be happy with it because there is no other choice. Either I can be unhappy forever or I can just be okay with it. I don't wanna be unhappy forever,
That's,
you know?
that is such a real answer to that question. That is that is such a oh God, I love it. Like it's so real because you're absolutely right. You have one of two choices. You can either be happy or not be happy. Period. You're the one who gets to
Mhm.
choose that. You're the one who
Yep.
gets to choose that. We are getting close to the end of the podcast. I have had so much fun getting to know you. We've actually got quite a few questions.
Oh, boy,
So,
okay.
ladies and gents, if you have any questions, make sure to type exclamation point podcast in the chat and get them in really quickly. I'm sorry, my husband's yelling at my dogs right now, and you can hear them.
Oh, that's
Um,
okay. I've got my teenager standing here. She's like, "Are you done? Mom, are you done?" "Okay, well, go away. You can ask me the question in, like, 20 minutes. Just what?" No, I don't want you to write it down. Just wait 20 minutes. Go away.
It's my time with mom. It is my time with mom.
It's okay. My little one likes to sit on my lap while I'm streaming. I'm
I
pretty
love
sure
it.
she likes to like smack me, and you
Oh,
can hear
I've
her in the
seen her
background.
in your VODs, like just walk in and out. She's adorable.
That's okay. She cusses in the background of some of them. You can hear her going, "Motherfucker." So
There she goes.
I need to learn how I have a potty mouth. I have a terrible potty mouth. I have to watch that because she started to pick up on it. My other ones I never had this problem with, but the youngest one, she's cusses like a sailor. Hi. Okay, she's here.
So
Hello.
Scooby Choo asked, "Would you ever play a sports game?" Since you are a
I
sports kid.
have. I
Okay,
have.
what sports games have you played?
I played Madden.
Uh huh. That's actually
I
better than I thought it would be. That game.
yeah, hold on.
I'm not
I
the.
played Madden. I They had a mode in Madden where you could make your own franchise, and it pissed me off that they didn't have the option to have a female franchise owner. So I wrote them a strongly worded Facebook post and then just never played again because I was mad.
Oh wow. Okay. See, that's lame. I'll give you
Hmm.
that's lame.
But I mean, Madden was fun. Like I only ever played against my husband, and I beat him like twice.
Nice.
So it was fun trying though.
Um. Yeah, I've played it once, and when I played it, I was like, "Oh, this is actually not as bad as I thought it would." Because like growing up, when we played sports games, they were terrible. They were
Hmm.
so poorly optimized. They've definitely improved
Oh yeah.
since I was a kid. Um, Another one from Scooby is, "Are you excited for the next gen consoles?"
Um, iffy because I'm pretty sure it's just an improvement in the visual. Like
Hmm.
it'll do all 4K. I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
and like my TV and my capture card are not up to those standards. So regardless of how well the console is and how good the graphics would be, I won't get that effect unless I upgrade
yeah.
everything, and I'm not prepared to do that. So I'm not as excited as I could be.
And right now, you can't really, because Twitch is not optimized really to stream. You can't really stream at 60 frames per second,
Right.
1080 anyway, because people, a
Mhm.
lot of, not everybody can watch it at that. Like, I
Right.
can stream at 1080, 60, but I don't because I know not everybody can watch it. And especially mobile users, they can't, mobile users can't do anything.
Okay,
Wow.
can hi.
She's not happy with you
Sorry.
right now, Mom.
Yeah, she's not happy with me most of the time.
um,
Toddlers. Yay.
Scooby, we've already answered this question for the most part, but I'm gonna rephrase this a little bit. Do you have a? Would you ever stream from anything else other than an Xbox?
At this point, no.
Fair enough.
Probably not. There's enough to keep me content on Xbox for forever.
That's a fair answer.
Unless something spectacular came out.
Welcome to being a mommy streamer, guys.
So the teenager is helpful sometimes. Like she just took her sister to go.
All right, I've got one more question to you from Saber Shizno. Um, with you losing 100 pounds with dieting and exercising, what are your thoughts on people solely relying on the keto diet as a weight loss alternative? Oh, I have opinions on that too. Okay, yes. Uh, yes.
Well, so the keto diet is good for short term. It's great for people who are diabetic. This is based on, the layman's opinion and the little bit of research I've done into it. It's great for diabetics.
Which is why
But
we
for
are on it.
the normal average person, it's a really good short-term solution for like quick results, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not sustainable. Like when your body's in ketosis, uh that can only last so long
Right.
before like they haven't studied the long-term effects of that. on your body's just not cut out for that.
Right.
So short term, great. Long term, not so much. So like I went for my diet is a little more sustainable. It's, protein and vegetables essentially, and then like carbs thrown in on occasion, and then stuff when I want it. As long as it's in moderation.
Yeah. I do a modified keto diet because I don't need to eat the way the husband needs to eat.
Mhm.
Um, and we've been doing it for 2 years now. And I haven't stuck to it like I should, so I gained a lot of my weight back. uh, my biggest vice is sweets, but the thing is, when you rely solely on one thing, diet or exercise, you're not going to get the results that you want.
Mhm.
Period.
I mean, you have to have consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of leeway within that consistency.
Yeah.
Like for a strength training program, you want to do the same movements and the same weight and like up the weight, but you want to do like the same thing for like you don't want to do it for a week and be like, "Oh, I'm not getting results." You've got to do it for like 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
They recommend for a regular program. But for just generic movement to get out there doing stuff, there's so many things you can try.
Yeah.
Like biking, walking, running, hiking,
I play Wizards Unite on Monday mornings and I stream it and I walk around the park that is literally across the street from my house.
mhm.
That is, and
I love that game.
I call it Fat Girl Fitness every Monday, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Yep. I mean,
That
I
game is
used
so
to do
fun.
yoga, but I don't have the space to be able to properly
Mhm.
do it. Nor do I have like the audio equipment to properly do it. I need a this can't pick me up when I'm doing yoga.
Mhm.
It's just too much hassle. So
Mhm.
when Wizards Unite came out, I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do that," and I have unlimited
Right.
data. Okay. Um, but yeah, keto is essentially a modified Atkins diet.
Mhm.
So the Atkins diet is a garbage diet. Don't ever do it. Keto diet, like she said, you want to do it temporarily unless you are diabetic. If you are diabetic, um, you should probably stay on it a little bit longer. My husband went from a 9.9 A1C down to a 5.8 on the keto diet. He is now under what the threshold is to be considered diabetic
Oh, that's awesome.
by being on keto, and he's lost 100 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He started, actually he's lost more than that now. He started before we ever got together. He was 450 pounds. When he moved in with me, he was at 375. We've been married for 7 years. Um we started keto about 2 years ago and now he's I'm so proud of him. He is under 300 now for the first time
Wow.
in 25 years. He's
Wow.
under 300 pounds. Yeah, he's at 290 something right now. So, um and he doesn't like I love my friend got me eating Pringles again. I love Pringles. I love chips.
Mhm.
But I don't sit there and have it with me as a snack to snack on. I'll go in and have like one or two throughout the day and therefore I end up eating like maybe 6 for the whole day.
Mhm.
It is and I'm also getting up to go in to get the food,
Right.
but uh, but I still have my diet where I'm doing the keto stuff and eating healthy. Like yesterday we had ribeye and crab meat and salad for dinner and it's all
Mhm.
keto. It's all keto. So
Right.
cuz it's high protein and we had our vegetables and stuff like that. So like with anything, sorry, I we've been doing keto for 2 years. I have a lot of knowledge on the keto diet.
Mhm.
Um it's definitely something to do when you are trying to get back into uh your way, basically to kickstart your program,
Mhm. Right.
and then you can slowly implement other things back into your diet. The biggest takeaway for the keto diet that I would give anybody, make sure to see if you have added sugars.
Mhm.
That is the biggest thing on your nutrition. Look for those added sugars because that is really what kills your diet the most is the amount
Mhm.
of added sugar that you have in your diet.
Right.
Um,
I mean, cutting out like pop and like I was able I don't drink pop, so or soda.
water.
Um
It's
I don't
100
really
ounces of water a day.
I don't like water, straight water either. So like I'll add flavoring. I'll
I
add cuz
I
so like
same.
my vice is these Bang energy drinks. I love them. And there's 0 calories, no sugar, no it's just 0 straight down the board.
Monster
And
Zero is
just
my vice.
so like stuff like that. I'm like, "Ah, I'll have one of I'll like and it's a good substitute
Yeah.
in my opinion for pop or whatever. But the thing about sugar is that if you deny yourself too much, you'll binge.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of people
Yes.
struggle with staying consistent. So don't ever deny yourself too much. Find that happy medium where you can just a little bit, just a little
They
bit.
have no sugar added ice cream,
Mhm.
and half a cup of ice cream is a serving. That's actually a lot of flippin' ice cream. And it is fine. And it's natural. The thing is, it's natural sugar because it comes from it's the milk sugar that it comes
Mhm.
from. So, um, the additional sugar is where the problem is because if you go and a lot of the issues that we've read up on it is when you add in like the sucralose, the Splenda, all of that stuff, or the what is it that the husband calls it, the fart sugar, the sugar that I
Yeah,
think it's
aspartame.
yes, because if you have too much of it, it'll give you really bad gas.
Yes.
Um,
I've
uh,
discovered this because I have a thing for mints. Like
oh,
the little lifesaver mints.
yes.
Yeah. Those have aspartame in them.
Well, if you have a lot of that stuff, because your body, you need sugar. It is definitely something that you need because it helps your body break down things and do all the new. It is definitely something that you need, and when you substitute it and you don't have any of it, then your body starts to crave it more.
Mhm.
So that's why
Yep.
That's why like I do a modified because I have a bad sweet tooth, and so if I go where I don't eat anything sweet, I binge really poorly, really
Mhm.
bad, and I eat too many sweets, and then I gain 20 pounds back that I lost in a
Right.
week. So, it's definitely you got to find that balance and just really, really read your nutrition labels big time.
Mhm.
Also, dietary fiber is very good. If it has dietary fiber on it, that actually counteracts the extra carbs.
I heard that.
Yeah,
So like it's a net carb thing where you take the
exactly.
carbs and then subtract the fiber
Yep.
and that's how many carbs you get.
That's exactly how it works with keto. Yes. So you look at the because the fiber is going to go straight through you because that's what
Mhm.
fiber does. So it's carbs that doesn't stick in your body.
Mhm.
It's carbs that are used for other things for your body. Oh man, I hate that we have to end the conversation because this is really good. Like I love
Well, here,
this is
I've been wanting to show this off.
oh
So
yes.
this is what strength training gets you. Like
Look at that sexy arm. Heck yeah.
like I don't know. Like I lift weights like a lot and like I have defined back muscles. I'm not going to show them off because that's creepy. But weightlifting in general, if anyone ever wants to try it, I guarantee give it a try and start to see results. As a woman, it makes you feel strong. It has given me a sense of confidence that I didn't have before. I can weightlift in the gym surrounded by dudes on like weight benches and whatnot all around me and I don't even care.
I got
You
nothing.
know, it gives you a sense of confidence like crazy. If anyone wants to give it a try, it's a big boost in just
We have quite a few ladies in
Yeah.
Girl Streamers who actually lift weights.
Mhm.
So, and if you are part of the Girl Streamers community and you are in the Discord, we actually have a fitness channel. So, if you want to know more and learn more and talk to this awesome lady who clearly has a plethora of knowledge when it comes to this stuff, you definitely should check her out in the Discord. Also, go find her over at her website, at her channel over at OneStrongLady. Where and when can we find you streaming?
Uh Twitch TV, One Strong Lady. When it varies weekly. I don't stream when the husband is home because that's, family time. So I do it when he's at work and he works just randomly. So
Gotcha.
it changes. It changes weekly.
Cool,
A
cool.
lot of evenings. So
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been a great conversation. I can't believe we just went 2 hours talking about football and
I
fitness.
know.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
Go
Football and
Browns.
fitness. That is the no, go Steelers. That is the name of this week's podcast. Football and fitness. I love it. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a Girl Streamer podcast. Girl Streamers is partnered with Loot Crate, Simple Jerky, UN Racing Chairs, Glom Tom, Sennheiser, and Humble Bundle. I'm sorry, I need to actually rephrase that. We are partnered with Simple Jerky, UN Racing Chairs, Glom Tom, Sennheiser, and Humble Bundle. Links to all these amazing partners are down below, so please feel free to click. Thank you guys for all of your support. Please follow us at Girlstreamers on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. If you have any questions or would like more information, you can visit our website at girlstreamers.com and contact us through there. You can subscribe to us on Twitch, and don't forget, when you do, you get access to our Discord channel, and you can buy some super cool gear in our online shop at designbyhumans.com/shop/girlstreamers. You can find One Strong Lady on Twitter at OneStrongLady1. That is OneStrongLady and the number 1. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/OneStrongLady. That is OneStrongLady. Our next podcast will be with our next streamer of the month in October. This podcast is a part of the Two Lazy Dogs Media Group and the Girl Streamers community. Encourage, supports, grow.